Hello there, Agent Live 24/7 welcomes you all to Good Morning India today on 14th June, Sunday 2026. Let me try to read out the newspaper, The Hindu. Of course, it's of the 13th June, Saturday 2026. The important news headlines and news in detail. In the newspaper, The Hindu, on the front page, we get some important news headlines related to a talk on the Indian ship, where regarding that kind of blame game is going on. Here in the front page is found attacks on ships unacceptable. It says India. India has just objected in this regard and blames. Now Trump blames Iran. Trump is not ready to accept that kind of blame. And here it goes. 3 ships struck by U.S. had strong Indian links going beyond crew. External Affairs Ministry summons U.S. Embassy and charge the affairs Jason Mix and lodges strong protest against use of lethal and deadly force against civilian shipping. So this kind of attack in Indian ships has started an exceptional protest, and here you can see very, very painful, or you can say very mournful situation over here. And while condemning the U.S. attacks on 3 ships with Indian crew that killed 3 Indian seafarers, Ismail Baqi, a spokesperson for Iran's Foreign Affairs Ministry on Friday, described them as attacks on Indian commercial vessels. All right, so this attack on Indian ships has got due importance in the front page of The Hindu. And side by side, what you can see here, a deal has never been closer, says Aragachi. A day after U.S. President Donald Trump backed away from a threatened attack on Iran, claiming progress in talks, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Aragachi said on Friday that Washington and Tehran have never been closer to reaching a preliminary agreement. As it's been mentioned here, quote unquote, the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding has never been closer. All details will be shared in due course, Mr. Aragachi said. So here we find on the front page, simultaneously in brief, will bring Tatars to West Bengal, says Shivendu. Let me go through the next page this situation. So in this newspaper, The Hindu, today on Saturday, 13th June 2026, the attack on Indian ship has got due importance, and a kind of blame game is going on, you can say, because India has condemned this kind of attack on Indian ships. Simultaneously, the Trump administration denies this kind of condemnation by India that, so what's here? 3 ships struck by U.S. had strong Indian links going beyond crew. An External Affairs Ministry summons U.S. Embassy charge the affairs Jason Mix and lodges a strong protest against use of lethal and deadly force against civilian shipping. If we go through the newspaper, because it's very, very serious and sensitive news, because you see the interest of the country here matters more. While condemning the U.S. attacks on 3 ships with Indian crew that killed 3 Indian seafarers, Ismail Baqi, a spokesperson for Iran's Foreign Affairs Ministry on Friday, described them as attacks on Indian commercial vessels. Publicly available information shows that the 3 ships, their foreign flag, have deeper Indian links than just crew on board, including potentially in ownership and management. 2 ships were serving Indian ports and facilitating Iranian oil trade with India. On Thursday, the External Affairs Ministry had said the ships were foreign flagged and indicated that the deaths were incidental and collateral damage in the conflict, tamping down any notion of targeting of Indians by the U.S. Likely this news has got this due importance, and if I check out the next news on the same newspaper today on Saturday, it is this. You can see simultaneously one more important news headlines and news in details is visible here in newspaper The Hindu. It's food prices push up retail inflation to 3.9%. Right. So retail inflation, as measured by the consumer price index, increased to 3.9% as food prices rose in May, according to data from the Ministry of Statistics and a program implementation released on Friday. The inflation rate was 3.5% in April. So let me check out more headlines here. Another headline is a very, very, important one, as is found here. That is Air India 171 crash. AAIB releases interim statement on probe. Today here, it's reported in details that evidence gathered in the investigation into the crash of a London-bound Air India flight. Air India 171 in Ahmedabad on 12 June 2025 is currently undergoing comprehensive analysis. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, that is AAIB, said in an interim statement on Friday. The final report will be released after all investigative work, mandatory in international review, and the consultation processes are concluded, it said. A total of 260 people, 241 on board and 19 on ground, were killed when the Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner crashed while taking off. And the quote-unquote, the evidence gathered and the results of various examinations are being analyzed in a comprehensive and integrated manner, the AAIB said. Separately, the Civil Aviation Minister said that the central government was committed to a thorough and objective determination of the causes of the accident, and significant progress has been made in the examination and analysis of aircraft systems, flight recorder data, engine-related components, maintenance and operational records, the statement read. And here you can see in the photograph of family members, the victims of the crash at an event organized on the first anniversary of the tragedy in Ahmedabad on Friday. This news also has got the due importance. In the front page, another news headlines is also very, very, eye-catchy. Supreme Court dismisses Congress leader's plea on rejection of Rajya Sabha nomination. I'm not going in detail into that. So here I've got a kind of quotation by Supreme Court. Whenever an attempt is made to invoke this court's or the High Court's writ jurisdiction to interject during the conduct of elections, on every occasion the court has rejected such an attempt, keeping in view the principles contained in Article 229 of the Constitution, Supreme Court. All right, so side by side, I can see another headline here. KV schools asked to keep minimum of one Sanskrit batch for classes 6 and 9. This is all about Sanskrit language in the KV, that is Kendriya Vidyalayas. All right, so let me just check it out a little bit, what's there. You can see KV schools are asked to keep minimum one Sanskrit batch for classes 6 and 9. 6 and 9. And under the guidelines, all Kendriya Vidyalaya schools must collect R3 language preferences from parents and students. Every Kendriya Vidyalaya, that is KB, must maintain a minimum of one dedicated section of the students learning Sanskrit as a third language in classes 6 and 9, according to a circular issued by Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, that is KVS, an autonomous body under the Union Education Ministry. There are currently 1,288 functional KVs across the country, along with 3 operating internationally in Moscow, Kathmandu and Tehran. The circular, dated 29th May and accessed by The Hindu, is meant for all KV schools in India and abroad. So this is all related to the language in CBSE 6 and 9. You can see here the Hindu states will bring Tatars to Bengal, but Singur land no longer with state government. Shubhendu. You all know that in West Bengal, in the 2010-11, Tata Motors, they tried to establish their factories over there, and later on, due to movement by Trinamool Congress, it was later shifted to Gujarat, and now just taking the charge as a chief ministership in West Bengal, Mr. Shubhendu Adhikari has vowed with this kind of rhetoric here. You can say Chief Minister says government is serious about attracting investments, takes a dig at the previous TMC government for forcing industries out of state, defends ongoing anti-encroachment drives against the hawkers in Kolkata. Here you can see, though it's not completely visible. Let me try the next one. Yeah, I think viewers are eager to just read out this news in detail. So, West Bengal Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari on Friday said Tatars will come to the state, but added that the land at Shingur on which Tata Motors had set up a small car factory has been returned to the farmers and no longer with the state government. Speaking to media person at a press conference to mark 12 years of the Narendra Modi government at the centre, Mr. Adhikari said that his government is serious about attracting investments to the state and will not engage in just photo sessions in the name of industrialization. He said that land acquisition will not be an issue, and forcibly acquiring land like the left-front government or forcing industries out of the state like the Trinamool Congress government is no way out. Mr. Adhikari cited the allocation of the land to the border security force for fencing about 100 kilometers of West Bengal-Bangladesh border as a success of his first month as chief minister, and added that people are willing to give land for industrialization. He said that a roadmap for industrialization of West Bengal will be reflected in the budget, which the BJP government will table in the assembly later this month. All right, so side by side here, in this page, we get one more important news headlines. Maharashtra to table Women Farmers Bill in monsoon session. What comes next one? In the same page, page number 4, the Hindu, get more news headlines and news in details. You can say the former chief minister of Rajasthan, Mr. Ashok Gehlot, what it says, regional parties formed after splitting away from Congress should reunite, says Gehlot. So it's an interesting one. Let's check it out. The veteran Congress leader Ashok Gehlot on Friday made a strong pitch for the opposition unity by calling out the regional parties which are separated from Congress to rejoin its fold and wholeheartedly accept Rahul Gandhi as their leader. Mr. Gehlot affirmed that this would change the voting pattern across the country. The former Rajasthan chief minister made the remarks while endorsing Shiv Sena UBT leader Sanjay Raut's suggestion that the parties that had split from Congress should reunite with the grand old party. Mr. Raut had urged Nationalist Congress Party, with SP Chief Sharad Pawar, to take the lead for the merger. Quote unquote, I believe there is merit in what Mr. Raut has said. The time has come to fight for saving democracy. When all of us are on the battlefield to protect the democratic values, the parties that emerged after separating from Congress should consider rejoining and wholeheartedly accept Rahul Gandhi as their leader, Mr. Gehlot said. And talking to journalists at his residence, Mr. Gehlot said the India bloc should present a clear leadership structure before voters. Quote unquote, people see a direct political fight between Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi. If all opposition parties univocally accept Rahul Gandhi's leadership, the voting pattern in the country will change significantly, he said. and laying emphasis on Mr. Gandhi's role as the principal challenger to Prime Minister Mr. Modi. The Congress veteran said his appeal was directed at the parties that originated from Congress and not at organizations with distinct ideological and historical roots. Side by side, Shiv Sena and CPI and the Samajwadi Party are political formations that have evolved independently, and they cannot be expected to merge with Congress. But the parties formed after breaking away from Congress should seriously reflect in the larger national interest at this critical juncture, Mr. Gallard said. One question comes here. Is it primarily indicating to us TMC, there's Trinamool Congress, which party has recently lost their power in West Bengal. This also, it also raises questions, right? So side by side, in the same page, we get another headline. No formal proposal yet, say senior NCP Samajwadi Party leaders, buzz over merger with Congress. This news is Mr. Ashok Gehlots appeal to all other, opposition parties. And side by side here, there's no formal proposal yet for the merger of the National Congress Party, that is Sharad Chandra Pawar with the Congress senior NCP, that is SP leaders, told the Hindu on Friday. In the same newspaper, we get more headlines in the same page rather. Orissa to introduce free education from KG to PG in government schools, colleges, Chief Minister. Side by side, one more headline is there. Notice is sent to 4 former MLAs for defying AIADMK whip during trust vote in House, Tamil Nadu Speaker. One more news here, page number 5 from the Hindu. No new cases of Nipah in Kozhikode, 3 hospitalized. There's a spreading rumor about Nipah virus casualties and alarming situation, this, that, and all. So amidst this kind of propaganda here, no new cases of Nipah in Kozhikode, 3 hospitalized. So this is a kind of respite, you can say. No Nipah cases of Nipah virus infection has been detected in Kozhikode district. Kerala Health Minister K. Muralidharan said on Thursday. However, 3 individuals currently under quarantine have been admitted to hospital for observation, and their samples have been sent for testing. Significant here, this situation now across the country. All right, BSF BGB discuss illegal forced border crossings. Border guarding forces of India and Bangladesh also reviewed steps to check human trafficking and smuggling of narcotics during the 4-day DG-level coordination conference held in Delhi. And here, side by side, another headline: Trivedi is set to take charge as India's envoy to Bangladesh. Dinesh Trivedi. So let me go through this. Democracies are bound to have issues and disputes, and such differences should be resolved through interactions and dialogue, India's High Commissioner designated to Bangladesh, Dinesh Trivedi, said on Friday. Next is compromise. The Prime Minister cannot protect sons of India. Rahul Gandhi here alleges again, So leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, on Friday criticized the Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the deaths of 3 Indian seafarers in US military strikes on commercial vessels off the coast of Oman, alleging that the Prime Minister had remained silent despite the loss of Indian lives. Page number 8, The Hindu. Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai appointed a military advisor to NSCS. So Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai, who is currently serving as the Deputy Chief of the Indian Army and who spearheaded military operations as Director General of Military Operations at DGMO during Operation Sindoor last year, has been appointed the new military advisor MA to the National Security Council Secretary, that is NSCS. Side by side, we find the Union Home Minister's plans here. Amit Shah reviews security plans for Amarnath Yatra. Likely more headlines. Bodies of 2 Naga hostages identified. UNC warns peace deal scrapped. 4,000 EVMs gutted in Bengal government building fire. Minister flags foul play. Around 4,000 electronic voting machines, that is EVMs, were gutted after a government building in Kolkata's Alipur area that houses the South 24 Parganas Jilla Parishad office and district units of several other departments caught fire on Wednesday, said officials, flagging a possibility of sabotage. Minister of State for Fire and Emergency Services Kaushik Chowdhury said, quote-unquote, the incident took place on Wednesday afternoon. It's a 9-story building in Alipur that houses the South 24 Parganas Jilla Parishad Local District Forest Officer DFA office and also the Shabashiksha Avian. The EVMs were stored in a room on the 9th floor. All of those EVMs have been gutted. One more news headlines as we find here. This is about Project Kusha, our indigenous air defense shield, will be a game changer, says Rajnath. On the next page, we get here Jairam urges defense minister to reconsider expansion of INS Baz. Now, let me check out 9th number page, The Hindu. Country is drifting towards electoral autocracy. Congress accuses BJP of subverting democratic institutions, for political gain in connivance with the poll body, and said the fight is between the constitutional model and the Modi model. So the Congress on Friday intensified its attack on the Bharatiya Janata Party, that is BJP, and the Election Commission of India, that is EC, over the rejection of its Rajya Sabha candidate Meenakshi Natarajan's nomination from Madhya Pradesh, alleging that the ruling party had graduated from vote theory to seat theory, that is seat theft. It said the country was drifting towards electoral autocracy. Side by side, we see another with the photograph of the opposition leader in Lok Sabha, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Congress leader. The Congress doesn't require neutrality of the Indian state to function, Rahul. The Congress does not require the neutrality of the Indian state to operate. Leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, said during the Indian National Development Inclusive Alliance, that is India, meeting held on 8 June. Next page, The Hindu, that is page number 10. One more important news headline is visible. Families of Air India crash victims demand answers. Family members and the Federation of Indian Pilots bemoaned that there was no statement from the Prime Minister or the Gujarat Chief Minister, nor was any public representative present at the gathering. Side by side, one more headline, the Cabinet Secretary reviews NEET UG retest preparations. It's of course important news though. The Cabinet Secretary TV Shamanathan on Friday reviewed the preparedness for the NEET retest in a meeting with the Director General of the National Testing Agency, that is NTA. Quote unquote, the central government, state governments and district administration are working together in close coordination to ensure a smooth conduct of the NEET re-examination. The full might and the weight of the law will fall on any person trying in any manner to distort, disrupt or tamper with the integrity or smooth conduct of the re-examination, Mr. Shamnathan said in a statement. In the same page you get here, High Court denies a plea to reopen Class 12 re-evaluation portal. So, the Delhi High Court on Friday declined to direct the reopening of the CBSE's portal for the re-evaluation of Class 12 answer sheets on a petition by the Congress student wing. Next, from page number 11, The Hindu, business mandate on solar cell manufacturing may hit projects on books. Approved list of cell manufacturers are given effect without ensuring adequate domestic cell manufacturing capacity, says Solar Association. Next headlines, investors are upbeat as well becomes cheaper and hopes or peace deal. Side by side, one more headlines. The government bars bulk buyers from retail purchases of petrol diesel. So here is from the Hindu. A deal has never been closer, says Iran, after Trump claimed progress. Donald Trump, U.S. president, often claims is as visible here in this newspaper. A deal has never been closer, says Iran, after Trump claims progress. From 12 number page, Trump dismisses the leaked draft as fake news, saying the reported terms do not match the written deal. J.D. Vance said economic benefits would flow to Iran if it meets obligations. Tehran says a potential understanding is close to completion. So it's related to that, so you can check it out now. Death toll from protest clashes in POK, that is, rises to 20. Here, the death toll from clashes between the police and members of a banned protester movement in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir has risen to 20, according to a tally on Friday based on official figures. In the same page, we get more important headlines. The Philippines protests Chinese sanctions against defense ship. Next, Ukraine-Russia created overnight drone strikes, say officials. The next headline, U.S. plans to slash fighter jets warships it provides to NATO in Euro report. Now after this, as we all know that FIFA fever is there in the entire world now. So in the Hindu 13 number page, it is somewhat replicated. Yeah, chance of a lifetime. A defender Sanche takes a Baladi supplies in Argentina scored. Next, thinking ahead, I'm considering passing the torch. Belgium goalkeeper Coutures. Next, hopes belied here. Japan captain Andu ends his international career after injury setback. Next, a sad day. Brazil's 1970 World Cup winner Brito passes away at the age of 86. So, co-host begins with a Mexican wave eases past South Africa. A stern test for onslaught is Brazil in intriguing clash against Morocco. The road to the World Cup is built on the promises, and some come from history and others from possibility. When Brazil and Morocco walk onto the pitch in East Rutherford, they bring bells. One carries 5 stars and 2 decades of unfulfilled expectations, while the other arrives as the standard bearer of the African football's most ambitious generation. Side by side, one more headline, Swiss challenge for big unknown Qatar. The Hindu on 14th number page writes here, renowned shooter and coach Jaspal Rana passes away at 49. After a decorated career, he transformed Indian shooting through his roles as a junior national team coach and high-performance trainer. The government conferred on him the prestigious Dronacharya Award in 2020. So Jaspal Rana, one of the India's finest pistol shooters who made a hugely successful transition to coaching and guided Manu Packer to epoch-making twin bronze medals at the Paris Olympics, has passed away at the age of 49 after battling cardiac complications. Very sad news. From page number 15 here, a spotlight on Shiravanshi as India hopes to live up to its favorite tag. So the teen opener, who showed flashes of brilliance in the 2 outings, needs to spend more time at the crease to make a significant impact. So related to Vaibhav Shiravanshi, and side by side Shaksham Rishabh steer Mashidabad Kings to victory, and next the 4th season of GCL to be hosted in Bangalore from 3rd September. Gill's India aims to extend domination against the Afghans. Rohit all set to become the oldest man to play for the country in ODIs, and Kishan Rahul to bat at number 3 in Kohli's absence. The visitor has won his previous 5 bilateral series in the 50-over format. Alright, dear viewers, that's all from the Hindu newspaper today, and thank you all for watching AG Live 24/7 on YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp and Instagram. If you have any comment, don't hesitate. And I would like to wish you all a great Sunday. Namaskar. Jatun Hambai. Kulumka.